I'm happy to forward your appointment as Moscow Fire Chief, Brian Nickerson, whose photo you see on the screen. Chief Nickerson is currently a division chief with the Los Alamos, New Mexico County Fire Department. He's also a fire marshal. Was the chief of the Wright City, Missouri Volunteer Fire Department for 5 years. He has 25 years experience in the fire service. His appointment comes after a national search that was conducted. We had over 40 applications that were submitted. Those were gleaned down to 17. 17 applications were then forwarded to an interview committee, and John Weber was on that interview committee, as were representatives of the fire department and the Volunteer Ambulance Company, Rural Commission. As you know, our Moscow City Fire Chief also serves as Fire Chief for the Moscow Rural Fire District. From there, we interviewed 4 candidates. You all had a chance to meet those candidates and participate in a reception for them. After that, Chief Nickerson was interviewed by the interview team and forwarded on to Mayor Lambert and myself for interviews on Friday 2 weeks ago. I traveled to Los Alamos, interviewed references for Chief Nickerson. He comes highly recommended. He, if confirmed tonight, will be on the job on the 25th. He will be sworn in, if confirmed by the council tonight, by the city clerk at our first meeting in September. With that, I would submit his name for confirmation of a mayor's appointment as Moscow's next fire chief.
Mr. Mayor? Well, I'll let the interviewer.
John? Yeah, excuse me, I was part of the committee, and this gentleman was the #1 candidate amongst all of the committee members, with the exception of one, and on that committee member had him #2. So with his experience, with the amount of time he's been in the firefighting industry, with his experience in training, his experience with volunteers, and the budgetary process that he is familiar with, he came out as the #1 candidate. Luckily, we were able to, Bill felt the same way, Gary vetted him, and with that, I would make a motion that we confirm him as our next fire chief.
I'll second.
Okay. Any other discussion before I move on with that? With other councilors? Okay, John made the motion to confirm Brian Nickerson as our new fire chief, and Dan seconded that motion. I'll start the roll with Art.
Aye.
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 Sounds like we got a new chief.
Yay.
Brian Nickerson. I'm very much looking forward to having him on our team here in Moscow. I think he's going to be a huge addition for us. So
As a matter of fact, he's traveling to Moscow on Wednesday, so should have a chance to get closer and more personal with our fire department, as well as available to talk to the council or staff. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Gary.